Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna start off this video by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, the prophets, the servants scattered abroad, the four corners of the earth, and shalom to the Akwaf, which are the sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And in today's video is going to be another video from the brother, the Arrows of Indignation 144. He uploaded a video, and as you brothers and sisters can see from the title, it said, "Hey Eve, leave prophecy to the prophets. You have no clue on what's going on and coming." So yeah, this is basically just going to be a video talking about another woman that just rebellious, that just can't, be quiet, man. Simply. But yeah, we're going to get into the video. I'm going to just play a little bit of what she's saying, and I'm going to get a few precepts, and, Lord's willing, it could be edifying. So, we're going to get into the video. But before I started, I want to say fair use under 1976 Copyright Act. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is only for educational purposes only. So with that being said, fair use.
Real life witnessing history right now. We are witnessing the fall of a wicked and evil empire, and I am so happy that I'm here to see it, and I can't wait to see its finish. Hopefully I get to. There has been a group of people, two groups of people, that have wreaked havoc on this earth, that have been a poison to every country that they've inhabited, to every area, to every people that they've come in contact with. And this isn't about color. It's about the wickedness that is in the plans and the agendas that they have for the people on this earth. And everyone is seeing its downfall, because it was never righteous, it was never wicked, but they were used to bring judgment upon the children of Israel, God's people. And as much as people want to skip over this, you have to look at Obadiah. God is going to bring them to a place, Valley of Jehoshaphat, and that may be spiritual or physical. I don't know.
All right, so we basically got a gist of what she's talking about, So I'm gonna get a few precepts real quick to to basically bag up what it is she's saying, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 13 in the KJV. It said, "A foolish woman is clamorous," right? That word clamorous means loud, big mouth, rebellious, can't be quiet, and things of that nature. And it says she is simple and know of nothing. And that's what we see from the video of this woman, man. She got a few things right. She's on the edge, but she's still off, man, because she don't ultimately supposed to be teaching, because we know ultimately that was the job that was given to the men of the Lord, the prophets, to prophesy and to say of things before they actually happen. And the woman's role is to basically, to be quiet and then to stay in the background and listen and learn from the men, right? And I'm going to go to a precept just to further prove that, So bear with me. I'm going to get this precept. This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 11. It said, "Let the women learn in silence with all subjection," right? In verse 12, this is the point. "But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence," right? So that means you're not supposed to be talking. You're not supposed to be prophesying, or you're not supposed to be saying things according to how you feel or what you want to say. No, if you was a true woman of the Lord, she would know that she's not supposed to be talking, man, that she's supposed to be, silenced, basically. Right. And this is verse 13. It said, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve." Right. So we know Adam, right, our forefather, he was created first, man. Then Eve, meaning the woman, and it says in verse 14, "And Adam was not deceived, but the women being deceived was in the transgression," meaning the sin. It tells you that in Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 19, that Salaki, it wasn't that precept, but it was a precept in the Apocrypha where it basically tells you that with the beginning of sin came the woman, and through her we all die, roughly paraphrasing it. But we know that ultimately the sin started from the woman, man. The woman being in the transgression is the reason why we are in sin today, So I'm going to go to another precept, just furthermore proving that, the way the order of things should be set up, man. Ultimately, the way that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua designed everything to be in order, which is for the man to be in authority, right? To be the first, the head, and for the woman to be basically the tail, which is, the one that's listening and submissive unto the man, And this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. And it says, but I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. So guess what? Our head is Yahushua, which is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He's the head of the man, right? And it says, and the head of the woman is the man. So guess what? The head of Salakia, but the head of the woman is the man. So the man is the one that's controlling. I wouldn't say controlling, but basically is, like the man is the one that's supposed to be over control of the woman, man. And what she do, she's supposed to listen unto the man and follow him. He's supposed to be her Lord and her director, and everything it is she wants to do, she got to listen unto the man. But we know ultimately this place, Babylon the Great, that, this place is being ran by the wicked right now. So everything is in shambles. So you don't have the women obeying the men and things of that nature, because we know that this society is built up to go against everything that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set up. The order, man, this thing was built to basically allow women to be in control, to allow the man to be on the bottom. This the way this society was built up, man. But we know this place soon is about to be destroyed because of all of this wickedness, right? And I'm going to read it again from the top, 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, right? And the head of Yahushua Hamashiach is the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, right? So that's the order of everything, man. So women are supposed to be subjective unto the man. They're not supposed to be speaking. They're not supposed to be saying whatever it is they want to say and all of these different things. But like I said, this goes back into the feminism movement that was established in the 1960s, the late 60s, where you got a lot of so-called Black, Latino, Native American women where they have drunken off of the wine, this Babylon juice, biting off of the philosophies and customs of the serpent, Esau eating the so-called white man, that, they ultimately feel like they can do whatever they want to. They don't feel like they have to listen to a man to learn something. They feel like they can just learn whatever it is they want to learn and go with their own understanding. They don't have to listen to you, right? That's the mindset that a lot of these women have. But we know the hopeful elect lady, you sincere sisters out there that are learning in silence and being in subjection to the man, and that are modest, that y'all ain't going to be acting in these ways that these women are acting in. These are 2/3 of the nation of Israel women, because a true woman of the Lord is going to know that she don't supposed to be speaking, man, or teaching. She's going to be quiet to the best of her abilities, man. She's not going to have that Americanized mindset. And that's what a lot of these so-called Latino, Native American, Negro women in this truth have, man. They still have that Babylonian mindset, but they claiming that they're in the truth. But they're still thinking they can do whatever it is they want to. They don't need order. The Lord says in the book of, let me get that precept. Bear with me. I believe is, I'm gonna get to it. Bear with me. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40 in KJV. It said, let all things be done decently and in order. So as I read before, the Lord has an order to everything, man. And that's even in teaching, so we know that ultimately the men are the only ones that are supposed to be teaching, man. That's why the Lord set up the men, because they're the prophets. Everything that Lord Yahushua does, he do through the men, etc. Ain't no woman. There was never a woman prophetess, man. There was never a woman that was a prophet and that told of future events before they happened. That wasn't their job. That was never their job. They're supposed to be the helpmate to the man, which are to help the man with certain things that it is they need, to cook for you, to bring forth children into the world. They got a job that they supposed to do. And the men got our jobs, which is to prophesy and to do the things that we're doing, that the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, has us doing, man, So I'm going to go into this precept right here, because like I said, this is the spirit that a lot of these men and women in America are in. They're in a very rebellious spirit. And that ultimately goes to, like I said, again, due to them drinking off of the philosophies of that Babylon juice. Mainly you women, man, especially you so-called Black women. Y'all drunk off that Babylon juice. Can't nobody never tell y'all nothing. Y'all never in the wrong. Y'all can never close y'all damn mouth. Y'all just going to continue to keep speaking and doing whatever it is y'all want to do. Ultimately, to the Lord, bring those nukes over here, man. Right? And this is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23, KJV. For rebellion, right? And you got a lot of rebellious men and women out there, man, of the tribes. Is as the sin of witchcraft, right? And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou has rejected the word of the Lord, right? And y'all, a lot of you Eves out there, y'all have rejected the words of the Lord, man. And the reason y'all rejected it, because like I said, again, if you were truly of a sincere, hopeful elect lady, guess what? You will be quiet, man. You wouldn't be out here trying to teach and do things in which it is that you want to do. You will go according to what the Lord have written in the scriptures. You'll obey that. You wouldn't go against it. But that's how you know a lot of these women, like I said, they're not the hopeful elect ladies, man. These are women that when everything breaks loose, man, these women going to get destroyed, man. You know, the Lord going to bring a lot of death and destruction to these people, man. And that's because of their rebellion, man. You know, because we know the Lord said that he suffered not a witch to live, man. You know, and rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So if you operating in that rebellious, do whatever you want to do spirit, you don't like to take correction, the Lord said you're going to die. Simple, you know. And it says he have also rejected thee from being king. So, you know, that's pretty much everything I wanted to bring out that precept. You know, so I'm going to get back into this video just so we can hear, you know, more of this madness. But, you know, this is what, you know, the so-called average Negro, Latino, Native American woman that are not a hopeful elect lady, this is their mindset. You know, that they can teach, they can say whatever it is they want to. They got an opinion. It matters, you know, and all of this bad to say, you know. Hey, all this stuff coming to an end soon, man. You know, that we do know. Right.
I know. And he gonna say again, let my people go. And they're gonna be like, nah, everybody gotta go. And this is why I say, I really, really hope that that second Exodus prophecy is true, because there are some prophecies in the Bible during the end times that I just can't imagine black people even being around at this point. I'm just like, I don't know, because I can't see us participating in any of this. But outside of that, we are able to
see. Now you see why it's very important for the man to be in charge. Though it wasn't given unto y'all to think, man. That's why the Lord says in Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, meaning your mind, and lean not into your own understanding. That's why women need a man to think for them, because y'all can't ultimately think for yourselves, man. Y'all are like children, you know, and it says that in the scriptures, man. That's why y'all need a man to direct y'all, to lead y'all, and to, you know, tell y'all what it is that y'all need to know, man, because y'all ain't gonna get it on y'all own. Y'all wasn't set up to be that way. The Lord have set y'all up. Like I said before, I already got the orders of things when I pulled out the precept early in 1 Corinthians that y'all gotta obey the man, for the man is the head of the woman, right? So yeah, we're gonna get back into this video.
see the fear that is growing in the people, because they're afraid that we're going to do to them what they've always done to us. They're afraid that we're going to be like them. But at the end of the day, if we were to be like them, we would have did it already. Because it's not like we can't do it right this moment. If it was even playing field 1-on-1, we win every time. We win every time. And everybody knows it. This is amazing. And I think in light of this Rodney Hinton Jr. thing, in light of the Christopher Dorner thing, in light of the Alabama boat party thing, in light of many more small things, I believe that we as black people are starting to understand our power.
Right, I'm gonna go back, man. You know, I'm gonna just get another precept real quick. You know, this is the book of Job, chapter 39, verse 17 in the KJV. And it says, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have deprived her of wisdom, right? Meaning the woman. Neither have he imparted to her understanding, right? Ultimately, that's why, like I said before, you need the man to lead you, to give you the understanding of the scriptures. Because a woman ain't going to understand the Bible on her own, man. No matter how much she read it or think she can understand it, she's without a man of the Lord, a true man of the Lord, you're not going to be able to understand the scriptures at all. Your brain is going to be going in circles, because it's not given unto you to understand these mysteries. It's only for the prophets, right? Which women cannot be, you know. So, yeah, you know, that's everything I got to say with the video today. You know, like I said, it's just something quick through the spirit. You know, Lord's willing, it could be edifying. You know, until the next time, I'm going to say shalom.